Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Sunless Skies. Where we left off last time, we were on our way to the mausoleum. We're actually pretty close to there, but I did gain a level. The black sheep, you never fitted in. You were a piece from another puzzle. You came to revel in your family's disappointment. Their disapproval was a trophy, their condemnation a commendation. Why did they resent you? What a disappointment you were, and how often and lengthily they informed you of it. But the things that mattered to them were unimportant to you. You would find your own path. We now have 77 irons and 52 mirrors, which means we can do tier 3 mirrors, hearts. Our veil sucks, and we can do level tier 4 iron stuff now, so we're actually going to go buy some good items when we next go to Eleutheria, or possibly even London. I think there might be a couple tier 4 items in London, or it might just be tier 3. We'll see. Anyways, we're pretty close to the mausoleum, so we're headed there now. We still have our nightmare. I have nothing to get rid of it at the moment. You need 2 moments of inspiration to get rid of it. And so it's going to take a little while, probably. Just going to look up how to get more moments of inspiration. There's got to be an easier way to do them. I hear bats or something. Or rats? I don't know, we'll find moments of inspiration somehow. We're almost at the mausoleum. There's a glorious dreadnought here. I wonder if we kill the glorious dreadnought if we get a moment of inspiration. Maybe. There are 2 quests we need to do here, apparently. Also, I decided to go in the other way and not straight through the horror of the dead sun, which apparently causes problems for our crew. Kensington Station, we have arrived. Okay, so we need to... we'll attend a funeral. Just the miser's funeral, because why not? Alright, we need to visit the memorial to the Prince Consort. First of all, we have to call in a favor to help the princess get inside the tomb. Then you can sneak in unnoticed. A few words from your well-positioned friends to the direful chamberlain, and he arranges for your passage. It's no small thing. The guards clear the mausoleum of the general public, and then the other guards clear the usual guards. These deaf, trusted elite don blindfolds, and each pull upon a chain around their neck, each revealing a silver key. The princess gathers the keys, examining the intricate filigree scenes they're decorated with. Oh, she says, this is of the day my parents met. They were so young then. She turns to the first door and chooses the appropriate key to open it. 7 doors follow, the designs of the door and key alike recapitulating the relationship between the queen and the prince consort, from those early happy days to his tragic death. As you follow the princess, the doors draw shut behind you. He lies in the center of the structure, mounted on a marble altar, caught in a beam of light, resting on velvet cushions. While the ravages of his illness are quite obvious, he's so well preserved that you could almost think him alive, at which point he coughs. The prince consort lives. It is not a life that anyone would wish for, but it is life. Let's watch the farewell. The princess has something to say, and you get to eavesdrop. Daddy, she says, rushing over, taking his unresponsive hand. I just knew Mother wouldn't give you up to anyone, let alone death. I have such terrific news. I'm to be married, she says. The princess leaves a moment for him to gasp. He's unconscious, and so fails to oblige. It's a perfect match. You are aware of the Ur-Devil, who was once the Many-Mouth, whose children are the chorister bees? It's him. It's a trifle complicated, I'll admit. We plan to maintain separate residences. He's trapped eternally down a well. I love him very much, almost as much as I'd love the status I'll achieve once we're wed. Do I have your permission? A long pause is broken only by a parchment-dry cough as the Prince Regent stirs. The princess bounces, taking it as a yes. Thank you, Daddy. She says, send my thoughts to Mother. She drops his hand and almost runs out of the mausoleum. Oh, okay, I guess. Not the weirdest thing we've ever done. We need to go to the nave. And we need to go into the vaults to search for the Dismal Chamberlain. I think that's what we need to do for our aunt. We've already read this before. Okay, that wasn't what we needed. Approach the Deathless? Oh no, here it is. We need to find the Privy Councillor's tomb. Your aunt wants to find the final design for the unclear bomb. It'll prove collusion, or, she adds hopefully, provide exoneration. Someone in the mausoleum may be able to help. Let's go talk to the Deathless. Someone will know. We'll speak to the Engraved Mother. It's the only one we're allowed to, or Engraved Mourner, sorry. We gained 5 terror. This is the same thing we've read before. Okay, we need to find other people then. Oh no, now we can do it. Your aunt wants to find the final... Okay, so we're gonna go do the Privy Councillor's tomb. So we just had to talk to somebody. That's fine. The luminous cardinal tracks you down as you make your inquiries of the footmen. His vestments are as pale as winter's dawn. This way, he whispers. He leads you deep into the chambers of the mausoleum's heart. The hallways are lit only by candlelight. At last you arrive at a narrow archway that looks down a long spiral stair. The Privy Councillor is buried below. His funeral was ostentatious. He was accorded the second largest tomb. I began wondering. It's a blasphemy. May God have mercy on all our souls. The cardinal strides away into the gloom. We lost favor. There is one tomb at the foot of the stairs. It is as vast as a Gothic cathedral and must occupy an entire wing of the mausoleum. It's almost entirely shrouded in darkness. The light from your lamps struggles against the tides of gloom. Let's search for the design of the unclear bomb. Her Majesty's Privy Councillor must have taken it to the grave. You walk forward into the darkness, reaching out for obstacles. Your hands disappear before you as though swallowed by night. Your aunt vanishes as though she never was. You brush up against stone, as cold as death's lips feel on the cobwebs of your face. You brush against stone as cold as death's lips. Feel cobwebs upon your face, but can see nothing. There we go. Inch by inch you press on. Suddenly a familiar voice splits the darkness. Are you there? I found it. Your aunt's voice is quiet. She sounds scared. There's one tomb at the foot of the stairs. It is vast as a... Oh, we already did that. Look for your aunt. She's found something. You find her by feeling your way around the curvature of the wall, back towards the center of the crypt. Your aunt is just ahead of you. Don't make any sudden movements. I found it. The designs, the unclear bomb, your hands are on it. You remove your hand from the wall immediately. The Privy Councillor's tomb has been taken up with the dormant unclear bomb, the weapon devised by London to kill a sun. The device to quench stars, drowning them in sorrow. Why is it still here? Why hasn't it been used? Your aunt tugs your sleeve. Let's get out of here. Slowly. We found the unclear bomb. It doesn't seem wise to linger here. We have the location of Albion's sun-vanquishing weapon. Now we have to talk to our aunt above our, or aboard our ship. Sure, let's contemplate the dead sun, why not? We gain some terror, but also a vision of heavens. Okay. Let's leave now. And talk to the princess, first of all. Ask the princess about the fact that she's marrying a devil. Part of you doesn't want to know more. It's an easy part to ignore. Not a devil, my devil, says the incognito princess proudly, rubbing her toes on the dead rug of her old self. The poetical suitor and the analytical suitor are trapped inside bird cages made of bird bones, wailing at the news. We must proceed to the well of the wolf, the princess says. It's not a wolf down there. My beloved awaits. Soon we will be together. Well, not strictly speaking together. That would be disastrous, but at least married. The princess takes your hands and looks you in the eyes. It's been such a fun to go on an adventure with a friend, she says. You'll give me away, of course. It isn't a question. Where is the well of the wolf, I wonder? Let's talk to our aunt now. Talk to your aunt about the unclear bomb. You found it hidden in Her Majesty's Privy Councillor's tomb. Your aunt looks up an ancient battered etiquette book. This is from my school days, she says with a wistful smile. Her focus sharpens. We need to know why London colluded with the revolutionaries to build this dreadful weapon and then didn't use it. There were 4 people at the rendezvous. 2, 3 now are dead. There's only one person who can give me the answers we need. Her renewed majesty. Your aunt barrels on. There's no protocol we could take advantage of. If we had a royal dispensation, we could use the privilege of an answer to get an audience. The sovereign is behooven to answer one question truthfully. I don't know how to get one of those yet. I also don't know where the well of the wolf is, so that's going to be interesting. Let's look it up. We can do it right now. Search the Sunless Sea Wiki. Well of the wolf. Sunless skies. Alright, here we go. Where is it? It is in Albion. So it's somewhere. It's usually close to the floating parliament, which we have not found. So I guess we have to find that first. I think it's down over here somewhere. Southeast. I know we had a trip land there at some point, didn't we? Yes, we need to take Bronzewood there. East-southeast of London. So it's sort of close to the Clockwork Sun, probably. Sort of over here. I guess we're gonna hit up London and then go straight east in search of Parliament / the well for our princess. I'll be back shortly when we either arrive at Parliament, which could be a new event line for us, or when we arrive at the well, also something we could run into first. Back shortly. Welcome back, everyone. I think I found the Well of the Wolf. It seemingly looks like old Tom's Well from the other area. This giant storm, so we're gonna head straight in and see if it is indeed the well in question. It does look like it though, so Well of the Wolf, perfect. Let's approach. A hole in the sky. Torrents of celestial mist pour into it. Shelves of black ice poke from his throat. One of the shelves extends over the well mouth in a narrow spur. At its end stands a pitted cast iron bandstand. Let's descend through the gale and land on a shelf of ice. We have a 92% chance. Should be okay. Not too concerned about that. Your engine bucks like a dying pig. Its hull groans. Gritty black particulate clatters at the windows. With the last lurch, your locomotive crunches onto the grimy ice. Your driver exhales. A good landing, not a gentle one. When you emerge from your engine, the winds push at you like a schoolyard bully. The cold bites. Beyond the lip of the black permafrost, the well mouth gapes, wide enough to swallow worlds. Away from the edge, a cluster of hexagonal cave mouths perforate an icy cliff face. The yellow eyes of devils gleam inside of them. Let's attend the happy occasion. The incognito princess is ready to be wed. She is the bride. She's ready. It's rude to keep her waiting. Once the ceremony begins, there's no turning back. Will you be a model guest or will you interfere? Good question. An audience of silent devils and singing bees watch the incognito princess approach the edge of the well. She says her vows with feverish delight. I've learned of those who would prevent change and how to thwart them. I've learned of sorrow and will have sorrow no more. I have found the remains of my old self and destroyed it to make way for the new, and most of all, I have the most fantastic ring. She leans over the well further. I will be your queen, she screams. Will you be my king? A distant and incomprehensible bellow bursts from below. The princess takes it as yes and glances at you meaningfully. Let's pass her the ring. It would be rude to do so otherwise, and potentially fatal. She slides the ring onto her finger and says, I do. Then the princess slowly ceases to be. Her transfiguration into the Queen of Bees would be the sort of thing you'd recount grandly to your peers' applause and wonderment, if only you could speak of it without shrieking. If you persisted with the foolhardy attempt, it's possible that during your gasping sobs you may manage to share some of the awful details. It is unlikely anyone listening would thank you. The clearest moment in the kaleidoscope of memories is your own response to the impossibilities before you. What did you do? You exulted in her triumph. You were very proud of her. She did come a long way. When the world turned to horror, what could you do but cheer her on? She was a monster becoming... Well, but she was your monster becoming. As you collapsed, even as you lost her forever, you were closer to understanding her irresistible drive. When you recovered, the once princess, now queen, was gone, and only her empty skin remained. It followed you to the locomotive, beaming and ready to serve. What? Oh, okay. I guess we have to... There's something inside the well. Whatever it is, the devils would like it gone, please. Sure, let's try it out. The devils trail you to the lip of the well. Well, their faces wait with something with expectation. Something is yowling plaintively from the abyss, something mortal and odiously off-key. You go on your stomach and lean over the edge, a hand thrust into the void. For moments there is nothing but the noise, nothing but the cold, and the sense you've profaned something sacred. Then your fingers brush against fur. With considerable effort, you extract a round-bellied, snaggle-toothed, long-clawed lump of a cat. The devils are relieved at your success and insist you depart with the agreed feline as soon as possible. Let's approach the stone idol. A large fragment of skyrock has fallen here. It has been graven by the wind, or long-forgotten tools, into a bulbous shape, perforated by holes of different sizes. It moans, it whistles. Let's not do that. I don't want to increase hearts and... hearts at a cost of iron and mirrors. What's the stone idol one do then? Increases the hearts at iron and mirrors. Okay, so we don't want to do either of those things. What about the bandstand? We can watch a well song. The Devil's Struggle. Actually, we should probably read the whole other thing first. The journey to the bandstand is bleak and exposed. The well waits on either side. If you look down, you imagine movement in its caligneous depths. A temptation wells in you to fling yourself from the ice and into the abysm. You avert your eyes swiftly. The thing in the well begins to howl and the winds scurry in search of kinder spaces. It is a hollow, keening sound, the distress of something that can't believe it still has more to lose. The ice groans miserably. The devils struggle out their wasted finery, out into the teeth of the wind in a trudging line to make their way to the bandstand. The devils mount the bandstand and begin to sing. Their lips are motionless, their mouths hanging slackly open, buzzing plain-song pours from their throats. The notes are scattered across the scale, creating only a tenuous harmony. Slowly they begin to shuffle in what might be a dance. Its movements are performed only with the feet. Are they drawing an alphabet? Hieroglyphs? The well's wail drowns them out, but they persist. After some time, the well begins to waver, the wind slackens. Slowly over the course of another hour, the well returns to quiescence. The devils, wearied, go back to their caves. Let's go investigate the bandstand. The bandstand is deserted, the well relatively quiet. The bandstand is made from cast iron, modestly curlicked and pitted by the harsh weather. You find the manufacturer's mark and date. The components were wrought in the promised days, just after London arrived in the heavens. While inspecting it, you feel the weight of the numberless fathoms below you. They pull at you. Perhaps as a child, you dropped a stone down a less terrible well. Perhaps you listened for the sound of it striking the bottom. Now you imagine yourself as that stone, falling and falling. We can't quite do this. We don't have a moment of inspiration, so we can't decipher the dance alphabet. We can speak with the congregation of devils, but they have nothing to say to us. Okay. Well, we're gonna leave then. You've seen and heard and perhaps done enough. We do not want to go down into the well itself, probably. We are free and clear. Now, we have to go to our officer corps because something happened. Maybe we don't get to find out what. Maybe in dock we'll find out what happened to the princess. Although now we're missing one of our officers. Our mirrors officer, I believe, which is not great. Hopefully that'll clear itself up. Unless, of course, there's skin in the hold. Nope, there's nothing there. Huh. I mean, we have other oh wait, never mind, there is some skin. The princess's cabin remains a macabre memorial for her departed majesty. The poetical suitor and the analytical suitor, now freed from their cages, look with devotion at the skin that's slinking behind you. It would be an honor beyond all imagining to wear the skin of the divine princess, says the poetical suitor. No, argues the analytical suitor, I am the only logical choice. You must pick me, they say simultaneously, frenzied with need. So we can get Academe or Boheme. They're mirrors by 10 no matter what. Boheme. I'm gonna take Boheme. Let's do that. Despite the wailing of the analytical suitor, you choose the poetical one. He takes the skin and the membrane moves to enclose his entire body, moving like a boa constrictor, tightening. There's a creaking of bone and a sound almost like a pestle and mortar grinding flesh. Despite this, it's hard to be sure whether the suitor's smile is a grimace or a grin. In moments it is done and the exact image of the princess is standing there. Exact bar a single detail. Instead of the most wondrous pair of eyes you've ever seen, out of the jagged holes in her face stare the panicked, delighted eyes of the suitor. The analytical suitor is bereft, withdrawing entirely from all contact. She leaves the locomotive at the next port without saying a word, clearly believing she has no future. When the poetical princess is informed of the news, they don't care. They care for little now, bar serving and smiling. 4,000 experience, and now we have a new princess. 10 mirrors and 2 bohemians. We gotta get to Parliament. It's time. We've actually been there. I stopped there very briefly just to grab the port. I didn't grab a port report or anything like that. Didn't do anything. I was hoping for fuel. They didn't have any, so we had to continue on with our journey back to London and then out here to find the well. But luckily now we have the mirrors. I'm very excited to get my person back in there. So we need lots of port reports actually from this area. I've figured out is the best way to get a visitation with the Queen for our Aunt's quest. Turning in port reports gives you favor with the London head office, whatever it's called. That's not a good thing. Is that the windstorm? Yep. It doesn't like us, so we're just gonna skirt around it. Not our problem currently. So we need to get like 7 or 8 or 9 more port reports before we can get our favor with the Queen to get her to answer one question. Mostly why there's still an unclear bomb sitting in the mausoleum. Also, that bell is actually Big Ben. We're gonna pass it on the way in here. I did also find it while we were traveling. Look at that. The remnants of Big Ben. The biggest of Bens. The Tower of Chimes. That's that bell sound you're hearing, I think. Or that could be just Parliament itself. Parliament is in bad shape. You might be surprised. You might think Parliament sounds like a place that would be beautiful and like erudite almost. But as we approach, you'll see that that is far from the case. Oh, there's a thing to mine up here somewhere. Oh, we found another thing. Don't shoot me. Ow. I need to turn around. Let's let our ship go down a little. We need better guns too, but we're not in Eltimar, and they have better guns than the ones here. We also have more than 75 irons, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have 77 irons. We should be able to use the biggest, baddest guns we can find. We also need more mirrors though. Oh god. This is the worst situation possible. None of these people like us. Especially not that dreadnought that is very angry. The deranged dreadnought apparently has guns that are very hard to dodge. Oops, I missed entirely. Let's finish it. It shattered into a million pieces. We can recover the glass, which is panes of stained glass, or we can search the cabins, but I'd rather take the glass. How is that a partial? I had a 100% chance. We'll lose a crew. It's fine. Oh crap, there's a second ship. That's not as much as... that's bad news. Because there's also this tackety ship that's shooting me in the face. Okay, let's get rid of the tackety ship and we'll take on the other one. Fuel and supplies, you say? Could use fuel and supplies. Actually, you know what? We're gonna leave the dreadnought alone. If it's not gonna chase us, we're okay without killing it. I'm at half hull, so I want to get back and heal before we go after another dreadnought. The deranged dreadnoughts are half glass because they've been corrupted by the sun. Obviously, everything is not okay with the sun. Welcome to Parliament. Look at this decaying nightmare of a structure. It's huge, though. There's no denying that Parliament is a large place. There's just chunks missing out of it here, for example. Missing here too, and there. But let's go in and see what there is. Actually, what are we doing for time here? Actually, we're pretty much out of time, so we're gonna call it here. In the next video, we'll do Parliament. We're at Floating Parliament, though, and we'll deal with it then. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I'll see you next time. Take care.